going on YouTube? I'm gonna do a video response for Pacific Northwest Piper. She's having her 100 sub appreciation. I think she's well above 100 now, but anyways, congrats on the subs, and I'm sure you got many more to come. You had a few questions for us. Sorry. First one, I guess I'll start with the last question first. To kind of preface everything. Do I enjoy cooking? No, I'm pretty bad at it. But at the same time, I don't know. It's kind of a double answer for me. No, I don't. But I enjoy cooking a few things. I can cook a steak, some fish, both on the grill. I can't do anything on the stove other than like macaroni and cheese. And I can make a mean fried egg on the stove. That's about my limit on my cooking. Next year, I think I'm going to start trying a little better, trying more to become a better cook. I mean, I can make a good steak though, but my steak, just a little salt, a little pepper. That's it. I'm like Shadrach. I like the flavor of my steak, you know. Would I prefer a dry rub or a barbecue sauce? I used to say barbecue sauce. They used to be my thing. But this year on the 4th of July, well, the last couple of years actually, my dad has roasted he's roasted a whole hog on a spit. And this year he did dry rub. And the dry rub, I gotta say, was the shit. By far. I mean, he used to do like slathered barbecue sauce, multiple times as it cooks and whatnot. But yeah, I do like the dry rub. What he used, I'm trying to remember. He might have made his own. I would have to ask. I probably should ask before I did this video. Sports, yes or no? Yeah, I like sports. I enjoy watching my sports, but I'm not like an all the time, you know, I miss more games than I watch, but I enjoy watching them when I do. Um, I like I like baseball and I like football. Football teams, uh, Chargers. Um, Baseball. Baseball's a tough one because I have a few teams that I like. Um, well, I mean, obviously, I like the Red Sox, but there's kind of a story behind that. Um, I grew up playing baseball for quite a few years. I got out of it once I got into high school, but um, I played the non affiliated with the school. So you had your own team names, and um, More times than not, I was on the A's. Um, so that just kind of carries over when I watch it. Like if I see the A's playing somebody, I'm like, come on, A's. But um, nowadays, if I did have to pick a team, it'd probably be the Red Sox. Um, a little explanation on the Red Sox hat. This was my grandfather's hat. Um, it's more of a sentimental thing. I mean, I do like the Red Sox. I'm not a fair weather fan, but I just have a few teams. For whatever reason, I've always liked uh, the Twins. They were kind of an underdog for a while, which I guess they're still not like the best team. They're not the Yankees. uh, that's a long drawn out answer for me. I just I watch it because I enjoy watching sports. And I have a few teams that I like. Uh, I used to follow it pretty hardcore, like 5 or 6 years ago. Um, I did some fantasy baseball. I was like really into the stats um, but it kind of knocked the enjoyment out of it for me. Rather than sitting and watching, you know, a team a team that I liked play. It was, I'm watching out for this guy, watching out for that guy. Oh, he's sucking today. I don't know. It wasn't for me, I guess. So I like sports, but I'm not your typical sports fan. I hope that's a good enough answer. I maybe should have thought it through more. Um, so I guess in short, to keep it simple, I'll pick the Red Sox. You know, um, but it's a sentimental thing for me. I'm sure Jeremy Larson's laughing because I always wear this Red Sox hat. I don't think he's a Red Sox fan. Am I a traveler? Not for a long time. I used to be a big traveler. Me and my grandparents, or my grandparents and I, we always used to go places. We'd go to it was multiple times. We took trips to England. Um, we went to Ireland a few times. There was a period of time I stayed in Ireland for like somewhere around a month. I had a I had an aunt that lived out in Ireland at the time. She's since passed, um, but we stayed out there. I really liked Ireland. Um, I guess I could add a little bit more to that. We used to go camping a lot too. Um, uh, Me and my parents, we'd go to state parks all over the state of Indiana. Um, Camp out for a weekend, multiple times a year. So that was fun. We used to do that quite often. Um, I took my wife camping a couple years back. She had never been camping before, so that was an adventure for her. I took her up to Michigan. Uh, Me, her, and a tent in the truck, and we went up there and basically made a big circle. Started on the west side, worked our way up to the Traverse City area, kind of dropped down a little bit. Then we went up to Mackinac or Mackinac, stayed up there, stayed in a few different state parks, it was like a 4 or 5 day trip we went on, but by the last day, the last night we ended up staying up there. We ended up getting a hotel room. She was pretty much begging me not to sleep in a tent for another night. I got a kick out of it, but it was her first time camping. I guess I can't blame her. She did pretty good. Um, she's from California. Maybe that explains a little bit. um, what do I geek out about? I got all, I got all kinds of stuff. Shooting. I like shooting guns. Um, if I had more money, I'd be collecting more guns. I got a few guns down at my dad's house, at my place. I don't have a gun safe, so they'd just be kind of standing in my closet. And um, so I got them down at his place, but I got a couple. Well, I have a handgun at my house, and I got a couple down at his place. Um, but I don't go shooting as much as I used to. Used to go all the time. Um, Especially growing up. I mean, I lived, I still live in the country, but we lived in a part of the country at the time where, you could rip any kind of gun you wanted out and just fire away and not have to worry about anything. Didn't have to go to a range so that was nice. We used to shoot all kinds of stuff. AKs, my uncle used to bring out his, he was in the military, so he can get a little more exotic weapons than most people. So he used to bring out a modified M4 that he had. Uh, his was fully automatic though, so it was fun to shoot, and he had a silencer for it too, which was, I don't know if any of you guys have ever shot a fully automatic gun with a silencer, but it's freaking badass. So I kind of geek out on guns. I try not to anymore, because if I did, man, I think that I'd have to save all my pennies and I'd just keep buying guns. But so that's kind of on the back burner for me for the time being. I got one at home for protection purposes. That's about it. What else do I geek out about? Computers. At one point in time, I was going to school for computers, and